and welcome to SNAP-Ed New York's Facebook Live. My name is Erica Dahl. I'm a SNAP-Ed educator, and I am really excited to be celebrating National Gardening Month with Master Gardener, Miss Lynn, here from Cornell Cooperative Extension of Orange County. So welcome,
Hello.
Lynn. So
Hi.
excited to have you here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's always fun because we talk about vegetables really differently sometimes, which is exciting. So today we're going to be chatting about some basic gardening tips, some best practices at home, and we're going to be making the garden harvest salad that's on our SNAP-Ed website. So that will be linked in the chat below, so you can make it along with us or you can grab it for later. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, what's fun about this recipe and why we picked it for Gardening Month is because this salad includes different parts of the plant that we can eat. So we can chat through as we go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So the base of our salad, we're picking romaine lettuce today. So what part of the plant is the romaine lettuce?
Well, that's the leaves.
The leaves, right? Beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to work on getting our lettuce cut up, our romaine. And then we are also going to be adding some delicious broccoli. So what part of the plant is our broccoli?
So interestingly, this is all the flower of a broccoli right here. But there is some of the stem. If you eat any of the bottom, these are all going to be stems. So you're kind of getting both there.
Little twofer, love it.
Yeah.
Will you cut up the broccoli
Sure.
for me? Which knife would you prefer?
How about the green one?
The green one? Okay,
Yeah.
let me know if you want to
Good,
trade
good.
at any point. Alrighty, awesome. So we have our leaves, we have our flowers, we have our stems in the broccoli. Might be easier with the purple knife. I don't know. I'll leave it here for you just in case.
Good, good.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
And then we are going to do our roots, which are our carrots. Now what's interesting about the carrots today specifically is when I was at the store, I thought I would buy a bunch of carrots because it might save me a little money. Because usually when you buy the least convenient version of the produce, you can save a little bit of money that way, which is great. However, today, what I found out was this bunch of carrots was the same price as my shredded carrots. So I got a whole bag of shredded carrots for the same price as my bunch of carrots, which is about $2.99 today. And because I'm making a salad, I bought the shredded carrots so
Perfect.
that, you know, we could make it a little
Easy.
bit easier today.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. All right, and that is a root veggie. All right, I'm gonna ask a controversial question. And I know that all of the kiddos that are on our SNAP-Ed site occasionally, or our parents may want the answer to this question as well. It gets asked all the time in school. Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable, Miss Lynn?
Well, it is botanically, it is a fruit, but it's used as a vegetable in cooking because it's not sweet. But the reason it's a fruit is because it grows from a flower. A vegetable would grow from a seed in the ground, but anything like a pepper also grows from a flower, a zucchini, and a tomato. So they are technically fruits.
Beautiful. So I love that answer because now when someone says, actually, a tomato is a fruit, you can say, and so is a pepper and a cucumber. If
There you go.
know that. So I love it. So if you ask a master gardener, a tomato is a fruit, and if you ask a nutritionist, you're likely to hear that a tomato is a vegetable. And that is because it acts like a vegetable in our body. So all these veggies that you see here, they're high in fiber, which is going to keep you full longer. It's going to help move things through your digestive system. So it's a great source of fiber. It's also heart healthy. Tomatoes in particular, they're high in something called lycopene, which is really good for your heart. And it's also easy to remember because tomato is red, and we think of our hearts as red too. So tomato is a veggie if you're talking to a nutritionist, and a fruit if you're talking to a gardener. So perfect. All right, so we have a tomato that I already cut up for us. And I picked the tomatoes on the vine today, but you can pick whatever tomato is on sale or available to you at the grocery store, or let's chat about growing tomatoes.
Okay. So tomatoes are easy to grow from seed, and they don't take terribly long to grow. But one important thing is if you are growing in a small area, there are two types of tomatoes. One is called a determinate tomato and one's an indeterminate. So a determinate is commonly called like a bush tomato. So it'll stay at a height that's maybe 3 to 4 feet tall. Indeterminate will keep growing until the frost comes and it dies. So it's a vine. So very big. So if you have a tight space, stick with a determinate. And it always says that on the label. If you buy one at a garden center, it'll say on the label.
Determinate is short, undeterminate is tall.
Correct.
And you mentioned, I love that you mentioned that you can grow it in a smaller space. So
Sure.
Do I need a lot of outdoor space if I want to have a small garden where I'm growing my own food? Or can I do it in a different way or in a smaller space?
Oh, definitely. You can do it in a smaller space. So you can actually grow vegetables in any kind of container. You don't have to have a garden outside. You don't have to have raised beds. You don't even have to have fancy pots. You can grow them in something like a plastic storage bin. Just make sure there's holes on the bottom for drainage. That's important. There's a method of gardening called winter sowing that you can actually grow in milk jugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even getting that's a super easy method of growing from seed. There's like hands off, simple.
Awesome. So maybe we could link some information about that.
That'd be
below,
great
too.
because
That'd be perfect.
it is a wonderful way to do it. And you can even grow. They grow in bags, like grow bags they're called. So there's lots of different ways you can do it that doesn't cost money. In addition, if you are going to grow from seed, I mean, always check out the dollar store. I've grown many things from the dollar store seeds.
So, have you ever seen soil available at a dollar store or at a discount
I do.
location?
I think they have potting soil, smaller amounts, not large quantities, but you can get it, at a garden center too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about some great budget-friendly tips for how to garden, and some space-saving tips for how to garden. If you've never gardened before, what is a great kind of starter plant that would be easy?
Well, we were talking about that earlier, and I originally was going to say tomato because everybody loves tomatoes, right? But the fastest growing and the most satisfying is a radish. Radishes, once you plant the seed directly in the ground, in cooler, it can actually be cooler temperature, like right now is a great time to put radish seeds in, and within like 28 days you'll get the radishes. So that's always fun to have quick.
Something you can see come up easy,
quickly.
right?
Yep.
I garden with my daughter sometimes, and it's nice to have something that gives you that like quick result, right? That you get to see and eat.
Immediate satisfaction, so to speak.
Awesome. So I am a beginner gardener. I hate to say it. Last year was my first year. So maybe you could give us some ideas. What are some of the biggest mistakes beginner gardeners might make?
Well, I actually have been gardening for over 40 years, so I probably have made all the mistakes you possibly can. And at the very beginning, I will have to say, and I'm talking to you, sounds like you might have even experienced this, you get very excited and you grow all these vegetables and you may not even eat those. So make sure you grow what you like to eat. And then basically keep your garden watered. And it takes care of itself.
How do I know if I'm watering too much, too little?
Well, so the rule of thumb is your garden needs 1 inch of water a week. So 1 inch of water a week should do it. Whether you're hand watering, whether it's raining, whether you're using a sprinkler, 1 inch per week.
1 inch per week. And to me, I don't know how to tell if it's 1 inch or not. Is there like an easy way to tell if
we
it's
have a
rained?
trick.
What's the trick?
The trick is a cat food can.
A cat food can.
A cat food can is 1 inch high. So if you're using a sprinkler or hand watering and you put your cat food can out, even if you just put it out in your garden on a rainy day, you'll be able to tell whether you've gotten 1 inch of water.
Gotcha. I
Easy,
love that.
right?
It's easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a perfect way for you to tell. If I'm looking at my plant, how can I tell if it's overwatered?
Oh, so overwatered plants will usually have yellow leaves.
Okay.
And underwater, I think you can tell by drooping leaves, and
It's
you
dry,
can pretty
yeah.
much tell. Yeah.
Beautiful. So we have some plants here, and I wanted to ask you, so first of all, what are they?
Okay, so these are tomatoes, and these are peppers.
Okay.
So tomatoes are, like I said, they're not hard to grow from seed, and I even just started some recently, so you can start them. It doesn't have to be the first thing in the spring, right? You can start them even July, maybe you might get a few. Very easy to grow. They're, I don't know what to say. You plant them deep. Actually, tomatoes can be planted very deep to get a good root system. There's little hairs on the stem here, and then it'll grow roots from there.
Okay.
So when you plant them deep so they get down to the water. And then peppers, they are also easy to grow, but they take a long time to come
Okay.
up. So right now it's too late to start those.
Okay.
Like February, March, you would want to
So
plant.
don't start the peppers from
No.
seeds. Absolutely not. We have to get those as plants. So just a fun fact, you can actually use your SNAP dollars to buy seeds and plants for edible plants.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's one of
Very
the
good.
things that you can do if you're trying to start a little garden at home early this year. So we have our leaves, our romaine, our roots, and our carrots. And I'm going to add our tomatoes, our fruit, right, which I already have pre-cut up here. So I'll add those in. And then we also have, of course, seeds, right? So
Yeah, good for you.
today we're using our sunflower seeds. I got them on sale at the grocery store, which is fantastic. And they also have a little bit of protein in them too. So it adds like a nice little crunch.
Very good.
It adds a little bit of protein to our salad. And if you don't have sunflower seeds, you can always use a low sodium canned black bean, or of course, I always say if you really have your life together and you're soaking those dry beans, you can use those too. That's of course the most economical way to do it. Okay, so the last piece of the puzzle is our broccoli with our flowers and stem, and then our dressing. So we kept our dressing really easy today. We did a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and we did some herbs that we had in our kitchen already. And you can really tailor this recipe, which is fantastic. So oil, we used a little bit of garlic powder because that's what we had. And then some basil and oregano, just dried. It doesn't have to be fresh, but it certainly can be. Can you chat a little bit about easy herbs to grow, or what's the best way to grow some herbs?
Basil is an easy herb to grow. It likes warm weather, so you don't want to start that too early. Probably closer to the end of May would be a better time to, and you can grow them from seed. You could just put them in your garden or in your container and grow it from seed. Oregano is another great one. Oregano is a perennial, which means it grows year after year. It'll live through the winter.
Oh.
So you could put an oregano plant in. A lot of herbs are like that, even thyme and sage. They will come back every year.
Awesome. So with herbs, what are some great containers that you can grow them in if you can't put them in the ground or you don't have outdoor space?
Well, they're great as windowsill plants.
Okay.
Yeah, in your kitchen. Little pots of these plants can be kept and continue to grow, and you just snip off what you need when you're cooking.
Great. Thank you so much. So I feel like I have a ton of tips. Could we want to add a little bit of broccoli to our salad? Perfect. Oh my goodness, this is going to be beautiful.
Looks good, right? There's
Heart
lots
healthy,
here.
high in fiber,
Yeah.
nice low calorie, and then I'm going to add my dressing. I did squeeze a little lemon juice into it just to add that acid, give it a little tang. I'm just going to pour it over the top. And there you have it, a garden harvest salad for all of the wonderful veggies that we're all going to be growing this year during National Garden Month.
I hope you try.
Beautiful. So thank you so much,
Oh,
Ms.
my
Lynn. I'm so
pleasure.
excited that you were here with us today. And you can put any questions in the chat box below, and we will respond. We will let you know any of your gardening questions, any of your nutrition questions. And if you want recipes that are like this, you can visit SNAP-Ed-NY.org. Or if you would like tips and tricks delivered right to your cell phone via text, you can text SNAP-ED-NY to 89860, which we'll also put in the chat below. And we wish you happy gardening month.
All right, good luck.
Have a great month.